Hello friends, how are you guys doing today? I know that there has been a lot that has happened in the world in the last few days, few weeks, few months, depending where in the world you are. And so I was a little hesitant to do my typical April pick a card. For one thing, just the energy surrounding April, honestly, it can feel quite chaotic to me, and I feel like there is already enough fear in this world, enough uncertainty, and I personally did not want to add to that. So with the current circumstances, I wanted to do something that could help as opposed to potentially hinder, and at least that's my hope. There have been so many big emotions around everything that's going on, and so today's tarot reading, today's oracle reading, the pick a card, is about how you can be kind to yourself in times of uncertainty, during times of trouble. So this is going up for April 2020, but if you're finding this at a later date and things globally have calmed down a bit, or a lot, but you're still finding yourself in uncertain times, this is a timeless reading. It is about how you can be kind to yourself. But I know a lot of the energy I'm going to be picking up on is going to be around what is currently going on. It's a very powerful energy. It's hard to ignore. So one thing that I did want to do, in addition to the actual pick a card, is I wanted to ask you guys to contribute to this video. I would love it if you could let me know down in the comments something positive that is going on in your community. As we go throughout the pick a card, I am going to be sharing some positive things that I see in my community, but I also wanted to share a few before we get started. I have seen so much love, so much support for people of all classes. One of the big grocery chains here just announced that it's cashiers, it's stock clerk, it's the ones who are having a hard time. They're going to be getting a pay raise. We've seen banks and financial institutions deferring payments for those who need it. We see companies and restaurants that are shutting their doors, but giving that food to charities for people who need it. There is so much love that is going on, and that is what I want to focus on today. So please let me know down in the comments what kind of love and positivity you've seen around your community. And then something else unique happened when I was getting ready for this pick a card. I'm saying this pick a card because my cards are over here. I had cards jump out at me before I even started shuffling. This first card, which is from the tarot deck that I am using, I noticed it was stuck in the box when I first went to get it out. And then when I shuffled, because I always pre-shuffle, I always knock out the energy, it popped out again. So I knew that I had to tell this message to the collective and not just an individual group. But then I noticed two other decks had cards that wanted to stay in the box, so I figured same message, they probably wanted to share with you. I didn't actually look at the oracle cards beforehand. I mean, I've looked at them now, but I just kind of put them aside. And it's interesting how they all actually have related, and I do feel like it is a very powerful message. So the tarot card that popped out, I'll look down at my monitor down here so I can make sure I'm showing you, was the Ace of Pentacles. And then from the Archangel Animal deck, the Donkey popped out. And this card says, keep your heart open no matter what. And then from the Starseed Oracle, the Inner Earth card came out. And this card says, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. And so it's very interesting, these three cards together, because the Ace of Pentacles is all about, well, it's an ace, so it's new beginnings. Being Pentacles, it's finances and material things. It's also a card for manifestation and going for what you want, believing in yourself, and moving forward. And then so we had the Donkey card, again, keep your heart open no matter what. And the Inner Earth saying, you'll survive this, new solutions, new beginnings. So these three cards together, I really feel are telling us that even though right now it seems like we are in such a hard time, this isn't the end. This is a glitch in the matrix. This is a blip on, on the radar screen. It is an event. It is an event that is very traumatic for a lot of us, an event that's really hard for a lot of us. Globally, it is affecting the world. But there will be something on the other side of this. There is going to be new opportunities, better opportunities. If we don't even know what will come of this, what opportunities will come for humanity because of this. We are only in the beginning, and we're still so gripped by fear that it's hard to see the other side. So this month, I really want you to keep it in your mind and in your heart that things are going to get better in the long run, and also just keep your eyes and your mind open to the positive things that are going on around you. Believe in the strength of humanity, believe in the strength of your community, believe in the strength of yourself. Okay? So now I'm going to switch over to the other view so that you can see all of the cards. And let's get started with this April 2020 Pick a Card tarot reading for how you can be kind to yourself. So here are your tarot cards and oracle cards for this Be Kind to Yourself reading. Again, this is for April 2020, about how you can be kind to yourself. So we have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Please take time to connect with your intuition, calm your mind before making your selection. If you need to pause the video and take a few deep breaths, please do so now. So again, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Let's get started with pile number 1. Okay, pile number 1. We are going to start with your tarot cards. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Tower. So right off the bat, this is very interesting energy, and I want to address this Tower card right away. This is just meaning that things are changing, okay? This is not a catastrophic change. This does not mean that your world is crumbling down. I know it might seem like that for so many of us, but again, this is a reading about how you can be kind to yourself. And what I'm seeing with these three cards in combination is that you really need to tap into your deeper knowing, your deeper understanding within yourself when you are really feeling like things are getting out of hand. This could also be knowing when it is time to shut down, whether it is time to shut down social media, shut off the TV, take time for yourself. This could also just be when you are feeling overstimulated, then stop whatever you're doing. It's time to listen to your body, take a nap if you need to. I know many people might be having a hard time sleeping because anxiety might be heightened. So when you do feel tired, if you can, take advantage of that and let your body, let your mind relax. Okay? With this Knight of Cups and this Queen of Cups, this is a lot of emotional energy, but this is also energy that is telling me that you have creativity inside of you. You have compassion inside of you. You have the ability to see beyond the surface again. So this might be, listening to yourself when you're being overwhelmed by social media and going, you know what, I hear you, body, I hear you, mind. It's time to step back, it's time to pause, and it's time to take care of me. And ultimately, that's what this whole reading is about. It's how can you take care of yourself? How can you be kind to yourself? So I feel like with these 3 cards, the first message for you, pile number 1, is to listen to yourself. Listen to those cues that your body is giving you. Listen to those cues that your mind, your heart, when your body is telling you that it's time to slow down, time to shut down, just listen, step back, take that time, allow yourself that time. Even if you are still working, if you're able to go to either a physical job or if you're working from home, this might mean taking 5 minutes to take some deep breaths, recuperate, regroup, okay? It's, take a bathroom break and take some deep breaths, get some water, okay? That's what this is really telling me, is that you need to listen, and that is going to be one of the best ways that you can be kind to yourself, is just to listen to yourself, okay? So let's see. You're Raven. Prepare for change. Yeah, this speaks with the Tower here. I mean, people are saying it's going to return to normal, but what is normal? Normal is different for everyone, and what will be globally normal in a few weeks, in a few months, will be different. Things are changing, and we can't hold on to the past. We do need to prepare for change. We do need to prepare that things are going to be different. I'm not saying hoard food, start stowing away cash under your mattress. I'm not saying that kind of change. It's mental. This is mental. This is you not holding on to the idea that everything will be the same tomorrow. You're not going to wake up from this dream and be able to go back into the office tomorrow as if nothing has changed. Things are changing, and we need to keep the positive in mind when we're thinking about this change. So think about how amazing it is that so many people are coming together to help others. I know in my local neighborhood, in my community, there's people helping the elderly, there's people helping the immunocompromised. If you just take a walk around the city, there's people that, for St. Patrick's Day, put up shamrocks in their windows for people to find. Now they've moved on to goofy faces in the window. It's a different level of normal, and it is going to be a different level of normal for some time. And if you're just hanging on to this tower, even though you know it's changing, then it's really going to be hard for you to process the change when you kind of can't resist that change anymore. So prepare for the change, prepare that things are changing, and look to the benefits of the change that you're seeing around you. Let's pull your herb card. Acceptance, which is Valerian. Again, that speaks with this Raven. It's accepting that, yes, things are changing, and right now we don't know what's going to happen, right? There is so much fear right now because it is unknown, and the unknown is always scary. And That's okay. Being afraid is okay. You can accept that. You can talk about that. Talk about what is making you feel uncomfortable. Talk about it to your friends, to your family. Let me know down in the comments. If you need to chat, I'm here. Okay? We can talk. We can create a community within this channel, on my Facebook page, on my Instagram. Like, let's support each other. Bring out the positives. Again, I've asked all of you to let me know something that you are grateful for down in the bottom, and accept that those positive things that we're seeing are a part of this change. So bad things are happening, but again, good things are happening too. There is always a balance. You know, we talk about the balance of light and dark, positive and negative. One thing I have really noticed is that as the negatives have become bigger for certain areas, the positives have also grown. So yes, there is a lot of tragic circumstances right now, but there's also a lot of positive circumstances, and they seem to really be balancing out in the grand scheme of things. So again, this is about preparing yourself mentally for this change and accepting that it is inevitable and that you will be able to adapt and change as things come. Okay? Okay. Oh, this is interesting. So this is the card of the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. What I find so interesting about this card is look at the distance between all of these people. This is what they are promoting, is social distancing, right? So I've seen a lot of things on Facebook. There was a meme going around. It was happy hour for a bunch of dads in a cul-de-sac. And they were all standing at the end of their driveway, holding their beers and having a good time, but they were 2 meters between each of them. Actually, it was probably more than that. But they were still getting together with their friends, but still distancing themselves like this. You know, you can get outside, you can go for a walk, just, leave distance between you and your friend. Meet up outdoors somewhere, and again, leave distance, but you can still hang out. But then also, we do live in a time where we can be so connected via technology. So, FaceTime your friend. I'm going to totally show my age here. Use WhatsApp. I think that's what it's called. I don't have it. But if you do, call your friends. Make a group. Stay connected that way. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of these things are a great way to gather without physically gathering, right? I've even seen people getting together on Zoom calls. Let's see. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Big picture thinking. That's what I was talking about earlier over here when I was saying that when you look at a small window, like, you might see only negatives. But if you look at the bigger picture, it seems as the negatives are growing around the circumstances, the positives are also growing. So while we're seeing more people getting sick, we are seeing more people step up. We're seeing more people donating food to food banks. My local, there was a local nonprofit here the other day that just announced that they donated 17,000 pounds of food to those who need it. 17,000 pounds. That is incredible. Okay? You see communities coming together and helping those who are in need. And let's just hope that when all of this is over, when we've moved on to the next phase, that desire to contribute to your community, that desire to help others, let's hope that it stays. And then we have the new moon in Leo, which is your confidence is key to your success. yes, it is, in a way, but I also want to point out that you don't always have to be confident. You don't always have to be strong. Saying you have to be strong and confident 24 hours a day is toxic positivity. Okay? It is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to express that vulnerability and to share when you need to. It is okay to ask for help when you need to. Okay? But it is also about understanding that you are doing the best that you can given the circumstances. And if your best right now is still struggling to pay the bills or whatever it might be for you, that doesn't make you any less of a person. Okay? I know it can be hard. I know there are many of us who are going to rely on the government and, banks for stopping deferring mortgages, utility companies deferring payments. There's going to be a lot of people in those situations, and that does not make you any less of a person. It doesn't make you any less of a parent, any less of a provider, any less. Okay, it does not make you any less. It just means that right now the world is going through a hard time, but that is, I don't want to say it's okay. I don't want to say, we're all going to be okay, because honestly, people are dying and that really sucks. But we still have to remain confident in ourselves and know that we will do our best to get through what is thrown at us. It might not be perfect. It might not be what you thought you would have done 2 weeks ago, but that is part of the unknown. We don't know. So all we can do is do what is best for us given our circumstances. And knowing that you are putting your best foot forward is the confidence that you need. Okay? And then we have your affirmation. It says, "Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is of the highest good." I think that really reflects what I was talking about here with accepting change and being prepared for change. It is seeing beyond the limits of fear. It's not about negating fear, because I'm not unrealistic that there is a lot of fear going on right now, right? I understand. I feel it too. But it's about seeing beyond what fear is limiting you to. It's about seeing beyond the toilet paper shortages and understanding that factories are still making it. It will get to the consumer. They just have to get beyond the fear. I saw an image on the internet, wherever it was, that said, "Fear sells until you stop buying it." I am encouraging you to stop buying fear to the best of your ability. No one is perfect, and no one is asking you to be perfect. But if you can do what you need to do, if you need to stop going on Twitter to stop seeing that fear, then you are not buying it, and you will be able to start seeing beyond these limits of fear. Okay, group number 1. So that is my message for all of you who picked group number 1. If you enjoyed this tarot reading, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a member of my YouTube family. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Do your best in these trying times. Have a fantastic day. I love you all. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your tarot reading and oracle reading about how you can be kind to yourself this coming April. Let's start. Oh, you guys have 2 animals. Let's start with your tarot cards. So we have the 10 of Wands, the Temperance card, and the 9 of Swords. With this 10 of Wands, I'm hearing don't feel the need to carry the burden of others upon your back. This is time to really take care of yourself and know what is best for you. Now, this doesn't mean you don't need to be considerate of others. If you're a perfectly healthy individual, still stay home. Stay home as much as you can to prevent illness from spreading. But what this is saying is, if someone on social media is getting mad about someone having to go to the grocery store or is buying 2 dozen eggs or, whatever it is, that does not need to be your burden. You do not need to take that onto yourself. You don't need to take that into your energy. You can leave that at the store. You can leave that on social media. You don't need to take that burden into you. Okay? With this Temperance card, it's about balance and finding a balance that works for you, something that you are comfortable with. And with the 9 of Swords, this is reminding you to rest when you need it. It's reminding you to meditate. Take time for self-reflection to calm the mind, calm the nerves, calm the body. And this might look different for everyone. This could be meditation. This could be, taking a hot bath and just decompressing that way. It might be sitting down with a glass of wine. Or it could be having a nap. But it's about balancing the information that you're intaking with what you feel you need to be educated and informed about the situation, and not going over that, not going over to the point that you're getting into fear. Let's see, what do your animals have to say? We have the dove, spread messages of peace and harmony. And then we have the shark, lead as a powerful, peaceful warrior. Yeah, I think a lot of this has to do, these 2 cards really speak well together. Spread messages of peace and harmony, and lead as a powerful warrior. So, this might also be encouraging your friends to remove this burden. It might be encouraging your friends to take time for themselves, encouraging your social media following, or just sharing, something that you feel spreads peace, spreads harmony. On my Facebook the other day, I shared a picture of these really cute animals just because they were cute. I thought people needed to see something cute, so I shared it. And they were adorable. They had these chubby cheeks. Let's see, keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Not only ancient ancestors standing beside you, but I have seen so much community growth even within the last week. Your community is standing beside you, your friends, your family. So many people have been reaching out to help others. So, if you do need help, whether it's you need someone to pick up some groceries for you, whether you need someone to go for a walk with, social distancing, stay 2 meters apart, but that doesn't mean you can't go outside and you can't go for a walk and you can't talk to someone. This could even be, pick up your phone and do a video conference with someone, right? And it's also about, just like the card says, it is also about your ancient ancestors that stand beside you. So it might also be time, like this 9 of Swords said, to connect with yourself on a deeper spiritual level, like through meditation. Maybe if you have access to like a sauna in your house, maybe doing a bit of like a sweat meditation, and just giving permission for your ancestors to communicate with you, to share their wisdom. And then we have deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Yeah. This is going to be such a healing journey for so many people. Not only physically, for people who are ill, but the effects of this is going to be long-lasting with emotional healing for so many people. And you don't have to wait until, the virus is gone. You can start that healing now. I've seen a lot of energy workers, like Reiki healers, offering group healing sessions, like on their Facebook pages or on YouTube. I've seen a lot of mass healing on an energetic level, but then we also need to talk, like emotionally as well. So if you are feeling really overwhelmed, I don't know if your country, your state, your province, your territory, whatever it is, if you need to, so many places have phone numbers that you can call when you need assistance. There are many mental health groups that you can reach out to. I'm sure there's even Facebook groups that you could join depending on what it is that you're feeling, what's overwhelming you. I know I personally am a part of a group for parents that are now schooling their children at home because of this. And because I am a seasoned homeschool mom, I feel like I can help those who are now thrown into this situation and don't even know where to begin. There's a lot of people out there willing to lend their expertise, lend the information that they know to those who need it. Sometimes it may involve you looking for it, though. And then we have the card of desire. And I feel like what this card is telling me, it's actually interesting. There's this genie's lamp on here. If you are now finding yourself at home with extra time on your hands, what is it that you've always wanted to do? Maybe that's where this emotional healing comes on too. What are things that you have always wanted to learn? Have you always wanted to learn, embroidery? Well, maybe now is the time. Join an online class. YouTube, Skillshare. There's so many different resources. And it might be a good time to occupy your mind, occupy your hands by learning something new, something that you've always wanted, something that you've desired to learn. Even now, it's amazing how many libraries are offering amazing resources, ebooks, audiobooks. My library even has the Rosetta Stone, so if you want to learn a new language. I know the New York library system was offering some amazing things. There's museums that are doing digital tours. There's so much that people have been adding to the digital space. Things that used to require you to pay for them are now being offered for free so that people can occupy themselves, learn, grow through this hard time. So what is it that you have been desiring, and how can you start to act upon those desires? So no, don't let your past hold you back. Yeah. Your past of whatever was stopping you from reaching these desires. It might have been, I didn't have the time before. Well, maybe now you have the time. Maybe you didn't have the resources before, but now so many places are giving resources out for free. So don't let your excuses of the past hold you back from reaching these new desires, from expanding yourself in this time. Okay? And then your affirmation is, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. That's so interesting. This card basically sums up all of the different points that I was trying to make. You know, the trauma is about not carrying this burden. Healing with these two cards, and also, like, you know, spreading peace, growth, you know, reaching for your desires and what you've wanted to do, and ultimately spreading love throughout this world to your family, to your friends, your co-workers. You know, even just greeting and saying thank you to the grocery clerk as you get your groceries. It's amazing how much a simple thank you can not only make yourself feel good, but makes others feel good as well. And it's really about looking deeper within in these times, and how would you like to be treated in these times? And by treating others how you want to treat yourself, you're being kind to yourself. Okay, group number 2. So that is my tarot reading for you about how you can be kind to yourself. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I love you all. I really do. I so appreciate each and every single one of you. If you would like to see more readings from me, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello, group number 3. So this is your tarot and oracle reading for how you can be kind to yourself this coming April. I'm going to start with your tarot cards. So we have the 2 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. So this, I'm feeling like you're very, I'm looking at this 2 of Pentacles and just the juggling of these 2 Pentacles. I feel like you're being pulled in 2 different directions. This could be wanting to do what's best for you, for your family, and wanting to help others more, but needing to look out for yourself. And with this being Pentacles, I'm feeling like this might be finances. So, you know, like you might be feeling the need to donate to those in need, but you also are facing uncertain times, so you don't know if you need to hold on to that money. I know a lot of local businesses, for me, like they're closing down, and I understand this draw. I want to support my local businesses, but at the same time, I have a family to feed, and I don't know what's going to happen a month from now. So I think right now with these cards is you need to be okay with whatever your decision is and not feel guilty if you decide that contributing to someone else at the moment isn't possible for you or isn't feasible. There shouldn't be any guilt around that. These are uncertain times, and we don't know what's around the corner, and it is okay to think of yourself in that situation, okay? Now, I'm not saying go out and hoard all the toilet paper. You do have to think of others when you are considering your spending. Have what you need. You know, if you need to go find toilet paper because you are out, that's one thing. But if you've got 30 cases at home, don't go buy more. Like, that's... no. And then, but with this Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups, I am seeing a lot of positive aspects coming out of this change. So this might be, seeing what is possible, what is abundant in your life right now. So this is seeing the time that you're going to spend with your family. It's about knowing that you can call your friend in the middle of the afternoon and they're going to be home too and you guys can chat. It's spring. It might also be going out for a walk and finding the spring flowers, seeing them blossoming. It's looking for the positive and kind of seeing past the negative. That might also be what this Two of Pentacles is. I was saying this for group number 1 as well, that there is this balance in the universe where there is always positive and negative. And right now we're seeing a really big explosion in the negative, right? A lot of fear, a lot of anger even, a lot of illness, flat out. But we're also seeing a lot of positive things. We're seeing a lot of community contribution. We're seeing a lot of love being spread, a lot of positivity being spread. So that might also be your balance, is that you need to see the balance that still exists in the world. Well, yes, the negative has gotten a lot more apparent. The positivity has been growing with the negative as well. It's just sometimes, because of lower vibrations like fear and anger, it's easier to focus on those. But you are capable of seeing and witnessing those higher vibrational states and existing within those higher vibrational states. And that's my dog's nails against the wall. I'm sorry for that. There's also rainbows on 2 of these cards. You've got the rainbow here and you've also got the rainbow here. And it's interesting because while you might only see a section of the rainbow, it might be, a quarter of it, you might see a full arc, but rainbows are actually circular. If you can see the whole thing, it's a circle. It comes around back to the beginning. It's whole. We have the Dog card. Be disciplined in your home and your community life. Be disciplined. I'm really understanding this card right now to be, listen to what your community needs you to do. A lot of communities are saying stay home, social distance. And if that's what your community needs, then you need to be disciplined to do that. But this could also be, if you have an elderly neighbor and they need assistance, if you have the capability to go to the store and get them bread and eggs, maybe it is time to do that, to think of your community. A dog, it wants to please its master, right? And I'm not saying your neighbor is your master. I'm saying that the universe is your master. Let's do things that will help the universe as a whole. But a dog also isn't going to sacrifice itself for its master. So it's about doing what's good for you and your community if you are able to. We have Sisterhood of the Rose. Again, another community card. Even this card is very much reflective of community here with these 2 women sitting here. Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion. Priestess, mystic, teacher. I'm hearing lead by example with that card. Maybe you're finding not enough people in your community are stepping up. So maybe you need to lead by example. Maybe you need to step up and guide them. Double mission. Lightworker Starseed. Serve the world by being you. Yeah, okay. If you guys feel the call to help someone, If you feel the call to share a positive message on social media, like listen to that intuition. Serve the world by being you. And maybe that's what this imbalance is like you feel like you could do something to better. Maybe you have a service that you can offer to people. Now I know we all have to make a living and we can't just give everything because we do have families. We have ourselves that we need to look out for. But what can you do to give back to your community that is still in alignment with what you need to do for yourself? Guidance, Sage, the lighthouse, shining the way. I don't want to put pressure on you, group number 3, but I feel like you guys do have a gift you can give, a gift you can share with the world, and I feel like it might be the distraction that you need to offer your gift to others. I don't know what your gift might be. Maybe if you're a seamstress or someone who sews, maybe making masks for people who need them, like healthcare workers. Cloth masks can be washed. They can be reused if they need to. It's not the best option, but it might be something that you can do, and it's something that will keep you feeling like you are contributing to this world. Maybe if you're a Reiki healer, you could offer like a group session and help multiple people and just, give like an hour of your time. Maybe you're looking at this dog card. Maybe your elderly neighbor or an immunocompromised neighbor, maybe they have a dog that needs to go out for a walk, and you can say like, hey, can I take your dog out for a walk every morning for you? Just so that they don't have that, that how am I going to take my dog out kind of, fear. And you will become this, this rainbow, this pillar of inspiration for others just by little tiny acts of kindness that you can do. And again, these don't have to be financial acts if you are not capable. But I feel like for you, group number 3, being kind to yourself really may come by being kind to others, whether it's because it's distracting you or because it's making you feel good to be able to serve others. But I really feel like you guys are helpers, you are healers. Group number 3, you guys have some amazing energy around you, and I feel like you are capable of a lot, but I also feel like you guys will succumb to fear if you are not busy, if you do not keep your mind busy. So let's focus on the positives when we can. Let's focus on helping others, spreading messages of positivity that you agree with, giving guidance to others. We have the you are good enough. Yeah, and you know what? That's another. I find so many healers do not give themselves credit. They think, well, I'm not certified. I'm not this, I'm not that, so therefore I'm not good enough to give that service. I'm not a professional dog walker, so I can't offer that service. In times of need, yes, you can. You are good enough. Don't feel like you are not worthy of sharing your gift, because you are. Oneness is my true nature. Yeah. Being true to yourself in these trying times is going to be very important for you, group number 3. I do feel that. So don't feel like you need to suppress who you are. If you're feeling like you need to give, then give. And if you're feeling like you can't, then that is fine. You are enough. And in these trying times, you are doing the best that you can with these circumstances. Okay? So it's about doing what you can and not feeling bad if you can't, because it's perfectly okay. So those are my messages for you, group number 3. I really, truly appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope it brought some positivity into your life about how you can be kind to yourself this coming April. Again, I really do appreciate you watching. I love all of you. Thank you so much. If you did enjoy this video, I would love it if you could subscribe, and then I can see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello, group number 4. How are you guys doing today? Today's tarot and oracle reading is about how you can be kind to yourself this coming April. So let's start. You guys pulled 3 major arcana cards. As I was saying, let's start with your tarot cards. So we have the Empress, the Moon, and the Strength card. 3 major arcana cards. That's pretty impressive, group number 4. So the biggest message I'm seeing from these 3 cards is to be true to yourself, to honor yourself, find strength within, and really listen to yourself. I think that's a very key part of being kind to yourself, is that when you feel yourself being sucked in by the negativity, like on social media or something, listen to yourself and say, no, I don't need this. I can shut this down. Have the strength to step away from conversations that are bringing you down, that are instilling fear. Have the strength to step away from that. It's time to honor yourself. If you have to say no to something, I mean, no matter the circumstances, if you want to say no to something, you should feel like you can say no to something. But especially right now, if you need to say no to something, then you need to say no, okay? The Moon card here, this is about reflection. It's about listening to yourself. This might also be saying that you need to take time for meditation. Make time to unwind and detox before bed. Really honor the night and allow yourself to sleep and recuperate. Okay? Then we have, oh, the cute little guinea pig. Do your part to illuminate the universe. Yeah. Again, this is spreading positivity. This is listening to your own strength. When, it's not even just about spreading positivity, but when you hear fear, it's about not buying into it. Fear sells. So stop buying, right? If we can stop sharing the fear, that doesn't mean that you can't express your fear. You don't need to bottle up your emotions. But we don't need to spread fear about lack. We don't need to spread fear about death. We don't need to spread fear about all of these things. Like, we can share our gratitude. We can share our love. We can share the positivity that we come across. Maybe you were at the grocery store and there was no pasta left, but you saw someone give the bag of pasta that they had to the elderly person who was looking. That's amazing. Spread that story. Don't spread the story about the people who are taking. Share the story about the people who are giving. And I'm not saying if you don't have any food to not get what you need. But if you have enough, maybe spread it around. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. That's what the Empress is. You guys are going to find kind of a whole new sense of self, I want to say, through this complicated time. And it is going to take some strength, because change is never easy, especially when you're going through change on a global scale, and then also changing on a spiritual level too because of it. Or maybe not even because of it, but in conjunction with it. You know, sometimes, you know, the tracks might not be aligned, but they're going, or they might not be together, but they're side by side. And you just happen to be on this path, and this is happening at the same time, right? Does that make sense? So something like, you know, a spiritual awakening, it can be difficult in the most trying of times, but so many people are opening up to spirituality during tough times, and it can be hard, that transition in the best of times, let alone in the worst of times. So, you know, be kind to yourself. Don't critique yourself. You know, this might not be the time for self-criticism, but it might be more the time for shadow work. You know, when you notice yourself thinking negatively, like, oh, why am I doing this? So, why am I criticizing myself for this? What is the negative opinion that I have that has gotten me to this place as my normal? And then we have the card of I'm sorry. Defenselessness. Writing past wrongs, uprooting. That's shadow work. You guys have some deeper things going on than just what is happening in the world right now. And to be kind to yourself, you need to allow yourself to process these emotions. You need to allow yourself to take time for reflection without feeling guilty about what maybe you should be doing. You know, I'm feeling like a lot of people who pick pile number 4 are probably introverts. If you're an extrovert, ignore what I just said, it's fine. It doesn't mean you have to be an introvert, but I'm feeling like a lot of you are introverts, and you almost feel guilty for not reaching out to people who are having a hard time with the isolation that is being imposed, but you're taking this time for you. Don't feel guilty about that. You do what you need to do right now, and if going on a walk by yourself is what you need, or if sitting in the tub with a glass of wine is what you need, like, to each their own, right? Protection. Yeah, you know what? I was actually going to mention this before, with this awakening card. I was going to say, like, learning to protect your energies might be very vital right now, because there is a lot of chaotic energy. I find that I've been putting my personal energetic shield a little broader when I go out, like if I have to go to the grocery store or something. So learning to protect your energies right now may be a very vital part of your awakening process. Again, take time for you. Embrace your strengths. And then we have the card of meditate and contemplate. Yep. Exactly it. Whether that is out for a walk by yourself in the woods, whether that is in the tub, whether that is just sitting peacefully in your living room. It's okay to take this time for yourself, and if that's what you need, that is what you need. Okay? And then your affirmation card. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Now, I do have a little bit of negativity against this card, just with the circumstances at the moment, because right now, even the best of us, the best spiritual masters, I'm not saying I'm a spiritual master in any way, but, you know, the best of us are still shaken very deeply about what is happening. and we're trying our best to promote our message in the best way that we can. But we do, all of us, have moments where we might not have faith in the universe. We all have moments where we might not be happy. And you know what? We cannot guilt ourselves for that moment. We cannot guilt ourselves for that lapse in faith, because we are human and we are living a temporary human experience. We are not perfect. If you believe in the theory that we have gone through a veil of forgetfulness and we don't know our higher selves because we are here, well, that veil has blocked some of the knowledge that we have, some of that faith that the universe is more than what we understand it to be as a human. So don't feel like if you're having a bad day or you're having moments where you're losing faith, don't beat yourself up about that. Go back to where you feel you need to be. Get back to this Empress energy. And again, Empress, I don't actually think I said this before, but an Empress energy does not mean you're female. You can identify however you choose, but we are all a balance of masculine and feminine. And the feminine energy is a very caring and very compassionate energy. And that is the energy that I'm asking you to tap into. It's the caring and compassionate energy for yourself. Find the strength within to be compassionate to yourself, even when you're having the hardest days. Because that is where your faith in the universe will truly shine through. Okay? So that is my message for you, group number 4. I really appreciate you for taking the time to listen to this message about how you can be kind to yourself this April. If you enjoyed this tarot reading, please hit the subscribe button. Again, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.